One question off topic.
Sure.
Outside here, you may have seen, sort of a line of people holding up signs, yes, on state issue 1. Can you talk about where you stand on that?
Look, state issue 1 sounds great, but it is the ultimate in gerrymandering. It would require the map drawer for the congressional districts, for the legislative districts, to draw maps that are gerrymandered. Every district would have to lean one way or the other. It'd have to be a Republican district or it'd have to be a Democrat district. That's just not, what we want to do in this country. And that would override everything else. And so to achieve that and to achieve those numbers, they would have to have you're going to end up with crazy looking districts. You're going to see cities split up. You're going to see counties split up. Even smaller counties many times will be split up to achieve this goal of hitting a certain number of Democrats and a certain number of Republicans. That's just not what we should be doing. And I think people will be very disappointed if they vote for this and then when they see the maps that are produced by that.
Should we be trying to get politicians out of that whole process, though?
Yeah, I think the question, getting politicians out of that is fine. I've said that I don't want to ever be involved in it again. I don't think the legislature should be involved in it again. But the real question is, what's the criteria that will be put in the Constitution by which whoever the map drawer is has to follow? And whether you have private citizens or whoever you have, let's say you have the private citizens that this amendment calls for, they're still going to have to follow the Constitution. And the Constitution is going to tell them you have to hit a certain number. And you have to skew these districts for Republicans and you have to skew other districts for Democrats. And that is the most important thing that you do. And you have to override villages, cut villages in half, if that's what it takes to achieve that. So no matter who draws the maps, following that criteria is going to lead to just disaster in Ohio.
Yeah. Any comment on the language, on the ballot language?
No, I'm leaving somebody else do that. Look, I just focus on what is in that constitutional amendment. I have read it, I look at it, and it's just not right for Ohio. What we really need to do, frankly, is to go to a system that has nothing to do with politics. Iowa, for example, they have a system that they used for 40 years. That map drawer cannot look at how people voted. They just look at census tracts. They just look at how many people are in certain areas. They draw the maps. They have to be compact, and they have to avoid cutting up political subdivision, villages, and cities, and townships. That's it. That's really what we should do in Ohio and get politics out of this thing. I think people are sick of having politics part of it. State issue 1 demands that politics be included in this. It's not right.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.